It's Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
These are some people with some self-destructive tendencies.
Well,
Wisconsin, Texas, Florida, WTF. We're going to give you stories. You're going to tell us the states these stories match up to. And this is Ryder's version, not Taylor's version. This is Ryder's version. Mm-hmm. So these are going to be especially delectable, tasty.
Yeah. We're kicking it up a notch, too, because we have Farm Aid tickets on the line. This show is no joke. So these stories can be from any of those three states. Any combination of Wisconsin, Texas, or Florida. You could be all Florida. You could be two Wisconsin and a Texas.
Okay.
So be ready. Your first one is this lady who just can't keep her hands to herself.
A woman is in jail accused of exposing herself at an arrest report states 38-year-old Freedom Zobrist was asked to leave the property for trespassing. Employees say that's when Zobrist became verbally abusive and threatening. Zobrist then walked to the middle of the parking lot and pulled her pants down, exposing herself. It says Zobrist then attempted to grab an employee's and when he tried to stop her, she licked both sides of his face. Zobrist is facing multiple charges, including lewd and indecent exposure, battery, and assault.
She attempted to grab an employee's beep. That was great.
I mean,
I'm assuming that they meant French fry scoop.
Wow. All right.
That's licked his freaking face.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah.
And I love that her name is Freedom.
Okay, so that could be from any of the three states. Here is your next one. This guy just trying to be prepared for the afterlife, I think.
New at 5:30, a local man facing charges tonight accused of stealing a truck filled with caskets.
Witnesses say the suspect tried running away.
These pictures from Highway Patrol show David Ayers being put in the back of a trooper's vehicle at MLK Parkway and Moncrief Road.
What's crazy is what was in the box truck.
This is what investigators say was inside the stolen box truck. Caskets.
It was just nuts. How are you going to go to jail for stealing a casket? What's wrong with you? Utterly nonsense. Especially when it comes to stealing some caskets. I mean, come on.
The 39-year-old is charged with fleeing law enforcement, resisting without violence, and grand theft. Right now, I'm taking a look to see whether or not Ayers has any previous criminal history here in County. We're live this afternoon. Beth Russo, CBS 47 Action.
When she said, what's in the box truck, I'm thinking of like 7. What's in the box? What's in the box truck?
All right,
Good
and then
Lord.
your final one. This could be from any of the three states, Wisconsin, Texas, or Florida. It is like your Uber Karen who just doesn't want to have a good time with naked ladies.
What was supposed to be a family memory to be cherished forever has now been tainted by
boob, nipple, everything.
It was quite the photo bombshell shocker for Monica Davila.
We're trying to recreate memories, and having some chick's boob isn't, allowing us to do that.
As she was going through her vacation pictures from State Park Monday morning.
There it is, just fully exposed.
She noticed a smiling woman who had lifted her shirt to expose her breast.
I had no idea that was going on. This is a big deal.
Which is why she called police to file a report and also decided to share it on Facebook.
Let's make this go viral so that she can be embarrassed.
Hundreds of people so far have left comments on her Facebook post.
And I've had criticism on both sides. People are like, oh, who cares? It's just a boob. And I care.
She said
I care.
Police were interested in following this through and would have an officer call her back. We'll keep you posted.
Sure, they will have an officer call her
The nipple
back.
bomb heard around the world.
Here's two things we've learned. Yes, we know you care. And no, she won't be ashamed.
No, she's not going to be
She already
ashamed.
lifted the shirt to photobomb your family. She doesn't care. You're just giving her free advertising. On the horn, who's apparently got the insight required. Jeff from Minneapolis. Jeff, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Glad to have you with us. Let's see where we're at, Ryder. Let's set this up and knock them down and get out of here.
First one up, naked dancer in the parking lot of a restaurant tries to grab one of the workers in the member and then licks both sides of his face. Steve, what do you got?
I got Texas. That sounds like the Lone Star State, if anything does to me.
Interesting.
Fletcher?
That sounds very Florida to me. It's lunacy at its finest.
Jeff, who nailed it?
It's going to be Florida.
Yes. Come on.
Yes. I bleeped out the name of the restaurant because I thought that would give it away. Bonus points if anyone can name that restaurant.
It's Florida Joe's.
Jack in the Box. I don't know.
Waffle House.
Oh, yeah. That would have probably given. Do they have Waffle House in Texas? No, I don't think they do.
No, man, that's... Boy.
Waffle House.
All right,
now you're
one for
making me.
Fletcher.
Now you're just really grinding my gears. I could go for some Waffle House right now.
Yeah, right.
Next one up. Somebody stole a box truck full of caskets. Utterly nonsensical.
I got Florida on that one. That's the one I went with. And you know what? Normally you get one from every state, but I'm going to double down. I'm saying that is also Florida. Call me crazy.
Well, she warned us ahead of time that it could be any of the combinations this time. But
Fletcher,
when we're playing this game, I've come to the conclusion that when we have death involved and there's bodies and whatnot, it's Texas.
Jeff, what do we got?
Well, you know what? The state of Florida has to keep holding us up on this.
There's one for Steve.
All right, I got one. Man, Jeff Strong coming in for a double dose of Florida. All right, the final one.
The topless photo bomber who just ruined this lady's day, and I'm sure the police department is going to call her right back. What do you got?
I was going to say Wisconsin, but you know what? Screw it. I'm going to say we're going crazy. Florida, Florida, Florida. I'm saying that is also Florida.
You know what? I initially had Florida written down.
Okay.
I don't think we go Florida, though.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna switch it up. Wisconsin.
What do we got, Jeff?
Sensibilities.
Well, here's the thing: is sometimes you don't mess with Texas, but sometimes you mess around in Texas.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's
All right,
Texas
Bobby.
One.
Dang
Florida,
it, Bobby.
Both
Florida,
wrong.
Florida, Texas.
Yes,
Son
but
of a
Jeff's
gun.
the big winner, going to Farm Aid, man.
Jeff, congrats, brother.
Thank you. The lineup that you guys were talking about this morning sounds phenomenal.
It's
All
going to
right.
be great. I'm happy for you, sir. Thanks for calling in. Congrats.
92 KQRS.
Bryan Miller is in studio with us. Very funny gentleman. He's been on the show before. You will be at the Acme Comedy Club New Year's Eve with Nate Abshire, and then January 2nd and 3rd. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did. And that way we have, New Year's Eve is a busy holiday. So, if you have other plans, you can take a night off. So, sober up on Thursday.
Got it.
Back out 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, and 2 shows on New Year's Eve. So
Boy, it just goes to show the thinking, the concern, like giving people a day to sober up before they come back and see you. That's
it's not at all for us or anything.
No.
It's definitely for the audience.
That's what I'm thinking. That's a very good job. So your winter is off and running on the right good foot. How was your weekend, Bryan Miller?
Yeah, I had my boiler go out Saturday, I don't know, a little after midnight apparently.
Oh, boy.
So
you at some point just woke up realizing I'm really cold?
Yeah, I woke up thinking, boy, it's really weirdly cold. The wife must have left a window open, and I went downstairs, and she was scowling with the phone in her hand, calling the guy. They're diligently installing a new radiator right now, or a new boiler now.
Wait a minute.
Damn.
Your first thought was my wife left a window open?
Yeah, of course. I don't know how long you've been married, but anything that goes wrong in the house, both of us instantly blame the other person, and then we work backwards from there.
That's fair.
Whereas I'm blown away that your wife was already on the phone to someone else, having not already woken you up going, what did you do wrong? Blaming you for this.
True. Of course. I think she went downstairs, looked to see if it was my fault, assessed that it wasn't, and then she said... She's like, well, you were, what are you going to do? I'm going to call the guy. What's a good thing you're going to do for you? But so I appreciated the extra 2 hours of sleep.
Wow.
So what temperature does a house without a boiler get down to over the weekend?
49 tonight.
That's pretty chilly.
Getting nerve-wrackingly close to boiler freezing temperature, right?
Yeah.
So burning candles, and we've been making cookies and meatballs and just like anything we can to keep...
In the middle of the night.
Anything, yeah. Now, luckily, football Sunday, that was the saver. If you have to be stuck inside... It was like, all right, I'll just watch football for 9 hours and sit here with a heating pad.
Yep.
And, worse things have happened. And I had a bottle of holiday gin that we were planning on having some Christmas martinis. Became essential supplies.
Sure. Holiday
Absolutely.
gin, football gin, it's all the same.
It's all the same. It's all gin eventually.
You get through it. Very nice. We were talking earlier. You follow the Wild? You a hockey guy? Did you ever lace them up yourself? Do that in reverse order. Did you ever play as a kid?
Okay, so I played inline hockey because I love hockey, but I'm from the South and there were no ice rinks nearby. So we would play on rollerblades in indoor soccer arenas.
Right.
So we know with the boards and stuff. So it's not as fast.
I got a couple of buddies that love that.
If you don't have ice, it was really fun. So we played in like a traveling league. So we travel all around. I was a defenseman.
Nice. Wow. All right. You know what? Inliners can play just like hockey players. It's still hockey. It's a little different skating style, obviously, but it's still hockey.
It is slower. You can't get as fast as you get on the ice.
For sure.
So I enjoy it. So I like going to the Wild games when I can. I wrote a story for City Pages when it existed, about Connor Beaupre, who was the emergency backup goalie.
Yeah,
he was
E-Bug.
a great guy.
Yeah, he is a great guy.
Awesome
and the son of a legend.
Yeah,
100%.
I think all sports should have an emergency backup something.
I completely.
It's amazing.
It's the coolest thing
Or
ever.
every sport should have a thing where like one person in the stadium is dead as like an attendee, right? When you get the ticket, they go, "You got the golden ticket. If we really need a third base coach, you're coming in," or whatever. Just to know that you might be summoned.
Absolutely.
Is really something else.
And could represent either team, by the way.
Yes, exactly. That's what's amazing is like you might play against the Wild as the Wild's emergency backup goalie.
I mean, you had the dude a couple of years ago, David Ayers. He was the Zamboni driver.
Yeah.
And he ends up playing NHL minutes. It was insanity.
That was what inspired the article about Connor was because he played and he made some saves,
right,
and
fair enough,
so I started looking into it.
And we could bring that over to the world of comedy. Every club should have on hand somebody who, depending on how the set's going, either fills in for the comic or a heckler. Either one.
Oh, that'd be interesting. But you don't know which it is. You draw
That's
the
what I
card.
mean.
And you're like, all right, it looks like I'm going to make fun of this guy, or I got to go to 2 minutes.
How's the modern heckling scene? Have we all outgrown that, or do you still get people that think that they're going to go toe to toe with someone who does this for a living?
You know, it doesn't happen as often as people think in general, but I think there was a little spike in it because people started putting up those crowd work videos. There's a really terrible comic whose name I won't name.
I know exactly who you speak of.
It starts with an S, S-H, if you know who he is. He's an awful person and an awful comic, and he would do all these ginned up, fake, terrible crowd work videos, but they did start getting traction because people like conflict, and the algorithm on social media promotes conflict, right? So then what happened is people saw so many of those that they just understandably kind of thought, well, that's what you do. That's how it goes. So you would see this little rash of what were weirdly like hecklers who didn't know they weren't even doing anything wrong. They were like, you know, because before it was always just really drunk guy or really drunk girl.
Sure.
And that is still like 99% of the time.
Yep.
Most people don't actually want to go toe to toe.
No, I've always been I've only seen it a handful of times I've been to a lot of comedy shows, and I'd say I mean dozens and dozens, and probably 4 times I've seen someone actually think I'm going to be a part of this. And even like a middleman, not the headliner, like someone who's, you know, on their way up and doing, but anybody that does that regularly is just so much more suited to make you look like a fool. And it's actually enjoyable just watching someone get humiliated, especially when they're too dumb to realize that's what's happening. I actually enjoy that. For you, it's got to be like, oh, come on, man. What are you doing?
Yeah, when I get annoyed, the worst ones are, and I had one like this a couple of weeks ago at a brewery here in the Burbs. Great show overall, but the lady wanted you to make fun of her. She like wanted to be part of the show, but she like wanted to be insulted, and so there was unfortunately kind of like, I mean, I did finally get her to stop, but at a certain point, it wasn't like, oh, I burned her. It's like, well, that's what she wants. So you have to kind of steer away from the skid. But me, I'm baffled by that. Can you imagine going to like an art museum and just screaming at one of the paintings? You know, that'd be a strange thing to do.
Right.
Just, why are you screaming?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
Dutch
you're right.
master.
Yeah, 100%.
What's up with those lily pads?
Bryan Miller's with us in studio on Gorman in the Morning. Bryan is at Acme New Year's Eve and then January 2nd and 3rd with Nate Abshire, who was here last week.
Oh, nice.
The two of you will arm wrestle for who goes on when.
You know, we co-headlined New Year's like 10 years ago now. It's been a while, maybe something like that. And so it was a competition kind of to see who could do better. And what we found was whoever goes second does better because the other person does well and everyone's excited.
Yeah.
And so we're just going to alternate back and forth because I actually would kind of prefer to go first. I kind of like a blank slate crowd where you can kind of take them any direction you want. But Nate and I are also not so different that like it's not like when I go up they're like totally off in the wrong zone or whatever.
Gotcha.
So we found we call it burying somebody. We really wanted to bury each other as a spiteful friend thing.
Of course.
But what we discovered was the harder we tried to bury the other person, all we did was make the crowd more excited for them. So
Right.
Which is what you want, I guess.
Yeah, because I mean, you're making them feel sorry for the other, so then they go on and they kill because you spent so much energy burying them.
Well, we tried, but they're having more fun, and then the person goes up, and the other person goes up, and it goes great.
It's such a warm environment when terms like kill, bomb, bury each other. You know, those are the words we use to describe the set.
It is. It's a very violent language around comedy. Yeah.
And so, comedy for you started how old?
I was about 27 years old.
Okay, a little later than most
Yeah.
first time.
Yeah.
So what was going on up until then? Like college age era, like 18 to 27, what was the life plan?
Went to college, graduated, was a newspaper editor for several years. So I was just doing the newspaper thing, and then I was like, you know what? I want to change. I don't want to do this for ever.
Yeah.
It was being in the newspapers was one of the few jobs where you could actually get into comedy as a security backup. I was like, I got to find something that's slightly less risky, and actually, so it turns out that was the way to go.
Stand-up comedy is slightly less risky than writing for the paper.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So let me ask you this: at 20, you're in your mid-20s. You're contemplating this big change. Were you talking about it with friends? And did you have any friends who your same age peers going, "Don't do it, man. You're crazy. You're throwing your life away."
100%.
Are these people still your friends?
Yeah, because they really meant well. Because they were like, this is pretty crazy. Because I moved up here, so it's like I'm moving 10 hours away, and I'm starting a really weird job for which you don't.
And
know
you
how
were in
to get
Illinois,
hired.
is that right?
Yeah,
I'm remembering this now.
Southern Illinois,
that's
by
right.
Carbondale.
Carbondale,
University.
Salukis, baby.
Salukis,
That's it.
absolutely. Yeah.
That's right. It's all coming back to me now.
Right.
And then you came here. What brought? I mean, this is a great comedy town, but did you know what led you to know that, or why did you feel like this was the place to go?
So my wife is from here, and we were going to move to a city so I could start comedy.
Oh, that
and my
helps.
argument was, this is already a good town, comedy town. I loved Acme.
Sure.
I wanted to work there.
Yeah.
And I said, if we move to if we moved to Atlanta or Denver, some other comedy city, now we're going to have to visit each of our parents in separate trips. That's 2 trips a year minimum. So I said, if we live in Minneapolis, we only have to go visit my parents.
Yeah.
And so that was actually weirdly my calculus. And I had heard that Minneapolis was a great comedy town.
Right.
Went to Acme, loved it, and was like, let's go here.
And if her parents are here and your boiler stops working, you have a place to go if you need to
Yes,
warm
exactly. I probably will go over there and take a hot shower later this afternoon.
Yeah. So listen, the in-laws, it comes in handy.
Hey, they're very nice people.
Yeah.
Although I did drink most of the Christmas gin, so we might have to go get some more Christmas gin.
There's always more gin.
There's always more gin.
There's always more
very
gin in
festive.
the Twin Cities. It's always money in the banana stand.
There, now we're talking.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, which just that reminds me, so many comedians they get into it and you're doing really well. Are you writing? Are you thinking of developing other projects? Is stand-up it for you? I mean, or what's the day in the life? How many other doors are you trying to open?
I'm always doing other stuff. I've been a writer for a long time, so I write fiction and essays. I write about movies a lot. And I'm working, I can't say what it is, but I'm working on a super secret sports project right now. That's going to be very cool. But it hasn't been announced yet.
Got it.
That's going to be a big, that'll be a big one.
It's fantastic. Does the stand-up comedy brain ever turn off? Even when you're writing other projects, are you constantly, can you go an hour without having at least a thought of a start of a joke or a story? Because I would think every single thing that happens to you, everything you observe has potential.
It's more like the observation. It's not that you're making jokes about everything. It's like you just have to train your brain to look for jokes.
Right.
It's like I had a friend who was a mushroom forager, and he took me out mushroom foraging, and I couldn't find any. And everywhere he went, he was tripping over mushrooms. And he's like, you train your brain to look for them, and your eyes start to see them. It's very much the same with jokes, with possible premises and joke fodder that it's not like, I saw a guy slip on a sponge and fall off a ladder or something. It's not always obvious, but you see some quirky little thing or some strange little interaction. You go, oh yeah, spotted a joke in the wild right there. That's a joke right there.
Yeah.
You maybe don't know what the joke is, so then you got to go home with your notebook and write it out.
Yeah. Right. So along the way, you've been doing this a long time now. Is there a joke that comes to mind where you wrote it and you felt like, by God, I have. This is the apex, and then it just never clicked. It didn't work.
Oh,
you missed
all the time.
You really thought you had a piece of gold, and it just never really delivered.
Most comics will tell you that they always joke. We always say that if you write something in your notebook and you laugh out loud, you go, "Oh, that's a good one." It's gonna fail. That's guaranteed. When you're really happy with it, it will fail. When you write a good one, to me, when you actually know, is when you think someone has to have done that before.
Oh,
because it feels obvious to you,
Sure.
and then you ask your friends, and they go, "Dude, that's great. No one's done that." That's actually when you've stumbled on something good, when it feels like it must have existed.
As a drummer, as a musician, I've said this for years because it's entirely true. When I'm on stage and I'm thinking to myself, man, I've never been better. Those are invariably the gigs. Someone says, "Tough night, huh?"
Yeah.
Does it feel the same way to you when you walk off stage? Not even so much just on crowd reaction, but if you feel like it's happening If you feel in the moment, in the set, that it's just so easy and you're just on fire, do you then walk off stage and go, who am I kidding? I mean, is there a disconnect between feeling it in the moment and then what it later feels like looking back at it?
Well, comedy's so binary, right? You either get the laugh or you don't. So in that sense, you do know how well you did. What I would say the real danger is when before you go on stage, you say, I'm feeling real good. This is going to be a good show.
Yeah.
You actually want a little bit of nerves.
Got to work at it.
The worst thing you can do is not be nervous at all.
Yeah.
Actually try to conjure up just a little bit of nerves because you want that little tension to build off of.
Yeah.
The worst shows I have are when I go, I'm really good at this. This is going to be a great show. I'm just going to walk up there and then... Yeah,
you know what though? How many times can we say that in almost every aspect of life? Where when you come, you got plenty of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You come super prepared. You're there early, and then everything goes haywire.
Yeah.
The day that you feel like crap, you get there at the last second, and you feel underprepared is when you have your best moments. Almost any medium, it seems like.
I think you're right. Yeah, you get there and they go, hey, you have to go on 5 minutes earlier than you thought. The guest spot's not here, and you run on stage, or absolutely. But
when you're frazzled,
So safe to say you felt really confident coming into here today.
I was set. Honestly, I'm just
now
excited.
Look what happened.
I'm excited about the heat. This is the warmest I've been in 36 hours.
Nice.
Hey man, if nothing else, we can provide you with heat. As far as we know,
I'm going to lay down next to your dog on your dog's bed.
Oh, no,
there
he'll
just
warm you right up. That'll be pretty
That'd
great.
be cozy and adorable.
Yeah.
What album, music, have you listened to more than any other in your life?
It's a Talking Heads Stop Making Sense live album, no question. I mean, by a factor of like 1 million.
They re-released that in theaters a couple years ago. I've seen it 50 times, and of course I had to go right to a theater to watch it for the 51st time.
I saw it 5 times in the theater when they re-released it.
Yeah. It's just inarguably the greatest concert film of all time.
I actually think it's the greatest piece of American art of the last 50 to 75 years.
Wow. I'm not going to argue it.
It's the perfect synthesis of Jonathan Demme, a brilliant filmmaker, capturing a brilliant band.
Right.
Everything is in sync. It's sound, it's sight, it's motion. I mean, every single thing about it is considered but loose.
Watched it enough where I have found myself thinking, all right, I'll find something. I'll nitpick. There's going to be something. Someone in the background, someone off to the side. It's not there. It is perfect.
Yeah, and then when you see it on the big screen with the big, it's
incredible.
Unbelievable.
Puts me in a good mood just thinking about it. Sincerely.
Yeah.
Artist you've seen the most times.
Oh, I don't like the answer to this one, but I'll tell you anyway.
That's what I love.
When I was in college, I was a bit of a Dave Matthews Band follower.
Sure you were.
We were into all the jam bands.
Right.
But we saw probably more Dave than we saw like Fish and Widespread Panic.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
We did a lot of the traveling around with the hippies.
I thought that was going to go way more south than it actually did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm glad because I'm always like, oh, this is not. I come to be like, well, I've seen Wet Leg like 70 times, even though they're only 5 years old or something like that. But no, the answer is
no. Dave,
you set me up for Backstreet Boys and you gave me DMB. A very nice turn right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brian Miller is at Acme
Dave.
Comedy New Year's Eve, 2 shows. January 2nd and January 3rd, 2 shows with all of our mutual buddy Nate headlining. Matt, it's always a pleasure, sir.
Always great to be here.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
How far would you go for a loved one? I mean, what do you think the average person would say? Yeah, I would drive that far to go pick up somebody if they were stranded. Because we've got information in front of us, a new survey. So I'm curious. Just don't worry about if it's a loved one or a neighbor. Just generally speaking, we're all going to do our best. We're going to help each other out. What do you think the average person thinks is not too far to go drive? Ryder, how
10
far
blocks.
are you willing? 10 blocks.
No,
Someone's
in a car.
So, hey, I need a ride. Can you hook me up? Things went awry. Ryder's going to go 10 blocks.
You need to be less than a minute when I put the directions into Google Maps. No,
Got
I'd
it.
probably go to like St. Cloud, so maybe like 90 minutes.
Okay,
that seems reasonable, right?
That's very solid.
Makes me not an a-hole.
No. Oh, okay, that's the line. What makes you not an a-hole? Fletcher, what's your number? What comes to mind?
I think just right out of the gate, 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah. Hell, I did that this summer. So, I mean, it's...
But that's 6 hours altogether. So you're 3 out and 3 back.
Yeah.
Wait, so somebody was stranded, someone needed a lift, and you went 3 hours this summer to take care of it?
I'm not stranded, but my daughter had a weekend at the lake with some friends, and so I drove 3 hours to drop her off, and then drove 3 hours back.
Okay, that was pre-planned, though.
No, I'm talking about, how about the phone rings? Dude, man, I don't know. I have anyone else to call.
It depends on who it is.
3 hours away.
Okay, fair enough. It depends on who it is, though.
Okay, so it does
Absolutely.
matter.
Yeah.
There is a line, and that's a central nervous system algorithm. You can't imagine until it happens,
right?
And you just got to go with your gut on that one. I get that.
Steve, what do you think is reasonable?
Well, here's the problem with me. I love any excuse for a road trip. and if at the end of it I get hero points, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Ding, ding,
okay.
ding.
It's an excuse to stop at the gas station and get a bunch of bad food.
Yeah, exactly. You get to get a road trip you weren't expecting. Well, first of all, I love anything that's unexpected. I love complete. Wait, what? This just dropped in my lap, and I have to react and move and scramble and make it happen. I'm all for that. That's like I'm the opposite of the Boy Scout. Be prepared. No, just improvise, baby.
My butthole
don't be
just
prepared.
clenched like really badly, dude.
Right. So I live for phone calls like that. Can I come and get you? Why, yes, I can. Let me put everything else to the side and think about the music I want to listen to and the podcast I have to catch up on and hit the road. So I'd go. I mean, first things first is if it's 6 hours, that's a 12-hour round trip. Let's go. I'm a little nutty that way.
Freaking hours.
Wow. Steve is the guy to call if you're ever in a spot.
And by the way, and it's not because you're a great guy or gal. It's just because I got issues. That's really what that comes down to. I'm curious, how far would you go? And have you ever done this? Have you ever had the spur-of-the-moment call, bang, bang, boom, got to go? Or have you ever been the person making that call? 651-989-ROCK. That's the Luther Volkswagen, Westside Volkswagen talk and text line. Let us know. The average person, I find this interesting, says 172 miles. I like 172. Not 170, not 180. About 172, so that's like a 3-hour drive.
Yeah.
A little under 3, actually, if you're interstate. But you said that, Fletcher. You said 3 hours, so you're right there, right around the average here.
That's double my time, so I'm falling on the a-hole side of the line here.
Double? You started at 10 blocks, kid. We had to drag your ass to 90 minutes. What are you kidding?
Right.
Jeez. The Facebook page is lighting up already.
Sure.
People with stories of saving others. Speaking of my hero from the Foo Fighters.
Freaking electrician Alex says he drove all the way to Oklahoma to pick up his sister. She got into a beef with her boss. It was 26 hours total. And then Charlie's got a good Minnesota one because he was at Lake of the Woods. Stranded about 200 miles from home at Lake of the Woods, my nephew Christopher and my brother Kevin drove separately. So this is 2 people being real cool so that one of them could take the truck back and they could continue on their trip. So,
wow.
Nice job.
Oh, yeah.
200
Very
miles.
strong.
That is.
We had to be bailed out. It wasn't a long drive, but it was New Year's Eve at like 10 p.m.
You and the family or you and the band?
Yeah. Oh, no, me and the family.
Okay.
This was the deal. So this is 21 years ago. This is 04 to 05.
Oh, very
New Year's
little
Eve.
kids, right?
Very little kids.
Mm-hmm.
We're at my brother's house an hour away. So we lived in Nashville, Tennessee. He lived in a town called Bowling Green, Kentucky. And we are at his house New Year's Eve. We have dinner. It's like 9 o'clock at night. And so we're like, well, let's get back home. Gonna put the kids in the car. They'll probably fall asleep. We'll cruise in. It's just an hour drive. It's 50 miles. It's nothing. At exactly the moment I cross the state line from Kentucky into Tennessee, I see something in the road. There's no way to avoid it. I'm boxed in by cars. And I just hear this boom into the bottom of the car.
Oh, boy.
And we're driving our car, and so whatever the thing was I ran over, it hit the oil pan, and just car loses all power almost immediately. All the lights in the dash freak out, and I am at the the entrance for the welcome to Tennessee, the rest area, and I go right into that. And as I pull into a parking space, the car dies. I mean, we thank God made it there.
That's amazing.
But the car's just done.
Yeah.
And so we have to walk into the rest area. And I do have, of course, a cell phone. I call my brother. He doesn't answer because now it's like 9:30 New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, oh, come on, dude. Look at your phone. And make a few calls. Finally, he calls me back. I go, hey, man, we're at the state line, blah, blah, blah. I tell him. And he's like, all right. Next thing you know, he and my niece both come down in 2 cars because then we have to get one. We have to take her car. It's a long story, but he said they drove together. They both drove down. She gave us her car to take home to Nashville.
Yeah.
My brother then drove her back. Our car's just there at the state rest area. We have to get it towed the next day. But in between making that phone call and them coming to bail us out, my kids were playing with the doors in and out of the rest area, and it's the double doors.
No.
And my 2.5-year-old daughter's hand got caught, and one of the doors slammed on her finger. And when we pulled her hand out, all of her fingertips were flattened like paper.
No.
And the good thing about little toddler fingertips is they explode back later.
Right.
But they were flat, and we were like, oh my God, she just lost the use of 3 fingers for the rest of her life. And she was screaming like there was no tomorrow. I've never been happier to see a car pull into a rest area. By the way, we are the only people in the whole area.
Really?
It's New Year's Eve. No one's there.
Okay.
No one's there. Not anybody. No one ever showed up until my brother and my niece showed up. And by then, we had kind of got her talked off the ledge. But I did call and say, you need to bring ice as well. So not only did they rescue us, they had to bring ice. Anyway.
Holy cow.
And so that was only like for them, it was a 30-mile each-way trip. But it was New Year's Eve, and their plans were interrupted. But that was a pretty big save.
It's true. It's true what they say. Kids are made of rubber.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
literally.
incredible.
It's unreal that their fingers get smashed like that.
Absolutely fantastic. Anything on the text line from this sort of thing there, Paul?
Yeah, Big Lake Nate came up big. I drove from Big Lake to Racine for a buddy that broke down.
There you go.
And I'll tell you what, Rodney's a guy you want to have in your corner. Rodney says, we drove from Minnesota to Colorado to pick up a buddy that was stranded on his motorcycle.
See,
and
Rodney
that is
and
that's not just your ordinary average. What is that? Let me think here. Minnesota to Colorado. That's
what's in between those two things?
Nothing.
Nebraska.
Yeah,
and it's way bigger than you think.
So, however,
it's way longer than you think.
Yeah, however long it is. I don't know if it's 12 hours or it's longer than that, but it feels like 4 days because it's brutal.
That's good stuff. Rodney gets it, man. It's like when the phone rings and you're like, there's nothing better than looking at all the plans you've made, looking at all the people who are counting on you and saying, no, I'm sorry. I have to go save somebody later. It's the best. You jump in the car. You haven't given it a lot of thought. You don't have you got to pull it. Like you said, you load up on some junk. You put in the music you want to hear. You put on KQ. You head west. Next thing you know, you're in Colorado. What a great
I consider myself a hero, but I also just consider myself a human being.
Exactly. That's always the goal. The lesson as always, I'm always up for a spur of the moment road trip.
Yeah.
Make no mistake about it. You can fake something too. If either one of you guys called me and said, hey man, I'm in Duluth, and I'd be like, cool, let me come get you. Okay. And then if I got there, you said, hey, I just wanted to test this theory. You know what I'd say? That's cool. I had fun.
I really don't believe that.
No, don't believe that for a second. No. I'm not a great guy. I just play one on the radio.
Connect with us on the KQ Talk and Text line. 651-989-ROCK. That's 651-989-ROCK. 92 KQRS.
Sitting right here with us, Sean McPherson.
So nervous.
What's the French word for Renaissance man?
Renaissance garçon.
Garçon. Renaissance boy. Sean McPherson, you've done it all. What's left to do? Oh, a podcast.
Yeah, when you've done everything else, you do a podcast.
Yeah,
that's exactly what we're doing with CityCast Twin Cities.
CityCast Twin Cities. If anyone is unfamiliar with CityCast, explain, please.
CityCast is a national network that locates in different cities. So they've been in Nashville, Philadelphia, Chicago, Denver, Seattle, and they are launching right now Seattle and Twin Cities. So they put together a group of an executive producer, some associate producers, and a host. I'm the host of the CityCast Twin Cities. And it's an opportunity to create a daily podcast as well as a daily newsletter and social media content that really looks at the city from an insider's point of view, celebrates what's happening in the city, critiques what's happening in the city, and tries to cover it with the love and care that you can really only get when you got local people on the ground. And that's what they've been doing, and I couldn't be more excited for that to be what we're doing in the Twin Cities.
That's pretty great.
That's way cool.
It gives you a chance to talk about literally whatever gets your interest, whatever you think is worth noting. I mean, music, theater, politics, the whole thing.
Music, theater, politics, definitely, but a big push to try to cover what everybody's already talking about for one of the big stories. Because I think if you just, contemplate your own belly button and go, I want to talk about this play that I saw,
sure,
it's not going to capture that thing you want, which is for the city to be listening and to drive that conversation. So we've already been making practice episodes talking about the bike lane on Summit Avenue, talking about the mayoral, elections and all that, but also trying to do stuff that's a little bit, under the radar. So that combination.
Now, Sean, if we did contemplate your belly button, would there be anything in there? Lint in there? I mean, you keep it clean?
No, I mean,
No.
I keep it clean and it still smells bad. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Yeah, sure.
Is it ever possible to have a fresh-smelling belly button? I've never experienced it.
Do you ever see somebody so rich you imagine that their belly button smells good? I am not that person, but sometimes, like, I shook Mariah Carey's hand and I was like, I bet her belly button smells better than my mouth.
Oh,
That's
no.
fair.
Somebody's keeping track of that.
Yeah.
You know what, though? Then you've got the juxtaposition of, like, Brad Pitt. I bet his belly button reeks, even though he's got all the money in the world. Mm-hmm. He just feels like that kind of a guy. He's like grungy.
Well, listen, he's a hard-working man.
Yeah,
I mean, don't kid yourself. He's got an agrarian mindset. He'll put his shoulder to the plow with the best of them.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why his belly button probably still stinks.
That's exactly right. Sean, when's the last time you picked up a bass, man?
I picked up a bass this weekend.
Nice.
I have a history as a bass player, member of Higher Specs, member of Big Trouble. But once a month, I still play with the instrumental group Big Trouble at White Squirrel. So picked up the 4-string, now with round wounds on it. I used to be a flat wound man, and now I'm a round wound man.
4 strings, or as I've always said, 2 more than you really need. Okay. But that's just me. That's just a drummer giving bass players a little kick to the shins.
2 more than you really need.
There are 2 that sound better. The low 2 strings sound better. I spend more time there. I understand.
Fine. Okay, all right. It's just listen. I'm just saying.
That's great.
So let's talk about this ever-growing family of yours.
Yes, I got an 8-year-old and I have a 5-year-old. And a lot of my experience as I've been being a father is that I am hitting that moment where I can actually think of my identity as more than just, oh my gosh, I'm a father all the time. I'm certainly still very active and connected as a father. But I was just talking with Fletcher. I have that opportunity to actually do some of the stuff I have to do for CityCast Twin Cities. Taking a play. I did pumpkin carving this weekend. I know that you guys have some differences of opinion about pumpkin carving. I heard it this morning.
Sure.
But I was at Bauhaus Brew Labs learning how to carve a pumpkin. And I was realizing I can go to some of these things with my children because you don't have to bring a million diapers. But on top of that, I can also discover more about the city because I don't have quite as demanding a life right at home, which is a blessing for something like CityCast Twin Cities.
So what did they how did they teach you at Bauhaus as far as carving? What's the correct way to carve?
Okay, well, first, they were just very embarrassed to deal with me at all because I don't think I had held a saw ever. I was about to be like, I haven't held a saw as a kid. There's no way my mom or dad was letting me hold a saw. So,
well, now we're all embarrassed.
Okay,
yeah. Using a saw?
Listen, I just want to be clear that I am a fancy boy. I am a Renaissance garçon.
Well, we knew that. That we knew.
Sure.
So I learned how to carve off the top of the pumpkin, and then I learned how to hold down. They give you a beater that you would use in a kitchen to get out the pumpkin guts.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I did not. I did cut off the stem. I did not cut off the butt.
So the beater just like
from behind
spins and gathers it all?
It is genius. And the woman from the Minnesota Tool Library was so proud. Kate was like, check this out. Watch how this works. And Ryder, you know about this? This is a good trick to get this going.
I didn't. No, I'm addicted to this one now because I've got a beater at home I could use.
And it's a beater on a drill bit. So it's like it is going for real. So.
Nice.
Now, did you go with just a straight up a couple of eyes and a toothy grin, or did you really go for it and do like the Michael Jordan Jumpman logo? I mean, how intricate a design did you work in there?
I am so embarrassed to tell you how much of a company man I am, Gorman. I wrote CityCast on the pumpkin.
Oh my God.
We did it for social media.
Wow.
How often does Gorman roll his eyes this deeply?
I mean daily.
Okay.
You have an opportunity.
I'm on the show every day, so he rolls his eyes all the time.
You have an opportunity to really put your own personal. This is Sean McPherson on this day. This is what matters, and boom, you go right to the logo.
If you saw me holding the saw, Gorman, you would say that's the best he could do. I'm glad he spelled it right. Like there was, I was not,
no injuries, no band-aids,
exactly.
no blood.
Yes, exactly.
Fair enough.
Here's the only thing I'm going to say about the blender action.
Okay.
That takes the crappy plastic scoop out of the kids' hands.
Yeah.
They got to earn it. You know what I mean? So I'm actually going back. At first, I thought that's a brilliant hack. No. Make the kids earn it with the scooper.
Yes, I never earned it with the scooper as a kid, and now I am cutting to the front of the line with the supported beater.
Sure.
But yeah, I'll make my kids handle the scooper.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Sean McPherson, bon vivant, in the studio with us this morning on Gorman in the Morning. Let's talk about the Trivia Mafia, man. Still going strong.
Yes, I am the co-owner of Trivia Mafia, a company that has been going now for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
And I am, primarily just a well-wisher, and I'm part of the podcast for Trivia Mafia, which is called No Brains, No Light Bulbs. My full-time job is CityCast Twin Cities. But It's awesome to be the owner of a company. As a drummer, you might not be familiar with this, but I can make money without going anywhere. And I feel like that is very rare because it's hard to come by mailbox money, especially in this world of music.
I'm oddly enough, people come here to watch me and listen to me play drums. It's amazing. Wait, no, I'm sorry. That's not true at all. But what a wonderful world it would be if it were so. No, I found out that if you want to make money at drums, you got to be willing to move. You got to travel.
And you got to be behind the drum kit. But it's a beautiful thing to be able to play some bass and also work on this CityCast podcast and newsletter and have Trivia Mafia, something I can be supportive of, but I'm not out the bars every day.
So you are, where'd you grow up? Like neighborhood as a kid? Where were you?
So I was in Massachusetts until 10th grade and then Groveland in St. Paul, which is where I still live.
Okay, 10th grade. So you got here. Okay, so you had a full life before Minnesota that you remember. I mean, 15, whatever, 16.
Yeah,
wow. So plenty of things.
I had one girlfriend and one favorite movie or something.
Well, I was going to say, the lights had come on.
Exactly.
So, but then you get here, and then, so were you and you're a music fan, were you aware of like the music scene that the Twin Cities offered at that time?
Yes, like the two people I knew about before I got here was Prince and Lori Barbero, because I had a subscription to Spin, and they said Lori Barbero has a new record label, and I thought this was great, and when I got to town, I started going around and taking in all this music. And I was a huge Seattle music guy, and people were telling me, you're at the place that was kind of the Seattle of 10 years before.
Right.
So enjoy yourself. And I studied what was happening in the music scene here and started trying to be a part of it. And I'm very thankful that I've really been a part of it. My first times at KQ was when I was like 19 years old, hanging with Mae Young on a Sunday night, just across the hall.
Nice. Very nice, man.
Yeah, the local show.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
The local show for sure. So, let's talk sports. Did you jump on the bandwagons of all the local teams, or you still got some Massachusetts allegiance?
I have zero Massachusetts allegiance. I came here and I was too cool and snobby to be into sports. I thought it was way cooler to just be into music. And then my brother had a really cool run as a NBA-oriented writer, and he did a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
And anything my brother does, that's what I follow along in. So I am now a huge supporter of the Lynx and of the Timberwolves, and I follow that religiously. And I am trying to be a baseball guy, and it's been great. I've watched almost all of the World Series, and I even watched a lot of the Twins this year, which was painful.
Kind of painful.
Yeah. You hit your mid-40s as a dude, and you're like, oh, maybe it's time to get into baseball. And I'm finding it.
I feel like it's a good time to jump on just because of the rule changes in the last few years have made it much easier for a man of your stature and with your schedule to jump on board.
How often does he roll his eyes twice?
I'm just trying to make you sound great, man.
I'm just letting you know I can watch 35 minutes of baseball and see 3 innings, maybe more than that.
Pretty
and
incredible.
That's different than it was even 5 years ago.
Oh, yeah, very different.
Yeah. Well, and if you can get through this season with the Twins, nowhere to go but up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I did, and I enjoyed myself. So I am looking forward to bringing more baseball into my life, but I'll be with the Wolves and the Lynx forever.
Well, I mean, if you're open, though, I mean, maybe I need to bring you to the Grand Casino Arena and expose you to some live hockey with a nerd hockey fan at your side.
I was in the same office as Fletcher for a couple of years, and you certainly are a hockey evangelist, and I would try it. It was enjoyable when you would corner me when I was just trying to warm up some soup, and I'd be hearing about the problems with the starting line. So.
You're making that up.
You call it hockey, he calls it schlocky. Whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? Sean McPherson's in studio with us on Gorman in the Morning. So Wednesday is the launch of this bad boy, the CityCast Twin Cities.
Yes, we've already been churning out the newsletter, but the actual podcast is coming out on Wednesday. We've been making them, but we've just been getting comfortable and getting to speed. But we released the first one on Wednesday, bright and early, for CityCast Twin Cities, and I'm just excited to share it with the city.
First rock concert you ever saw?
In Excess, Soup Dragons, Hartford, Connecticut, a place, The Bowl.
What year are you thinking?
The X Tour for In Excess, so I don't know the year, but probably very early 90s, 90, 89, post-Kick, pre-whatever they did after that.
Anytime they come up, I say this. I saw them twice.
Yep.
Incredible live band.
Incredible live band.
They were ridiculously great, and I didn't expect that either time. I'd already seen them once. I thought they were great, and then I was like, well, they won't be that good this time. And they were just fantastic.
Really creative band, really interesting lineup, and Michael Hutchins, one of the great front people of all time.
Unquestionably. Really. And like all great Australian bands, the drummer's just a powerhouse back there.
Is that exclusively, is there only good drummers out of Australia?
The ones you ever see, they just all hit hard, and they're just like all about like I'm just going to dig a ditch, mate. You do the rest. And it's just like, wow, they just provide everything you need.
God, I've never heard, I'm just going to dig a ditch, mate. Like, that's the best.
Australian drummers are near and dear to my heart. I don't want to be near any of them.
Yes, understood.
But I appreciate the way they approach. I appreciate the way they approach the instrument. I met the drummer for Midnight Oil once, and I offended him greatly.
Oh, no.
Tell me.
We did a gig with him in somewhere in France in like the 90s, and we're just setting up before the show, and my drum tech had my drums over to the side of the stage, and this guy walked over to take a look at gear the way you do. See what this guy's playing, all right? You know, you wander over and you try to make small talk, and as he approached, I said to him, a la Ringo in A Hard Day's Night, I go, don't touch it. Don't even look at those. Get away from that drum kit. And he took me at my word and was like, oh, piss off, mate. And he turned around all in a huff and was out of there. And I was like, dude, it was a joke. And he never came back around. And I couldn't, I tried. I saw him and I was going to walk over and go, dude, I was just kidding around. And he just like talked to the hand. He had no time for me.
So, and is that why you manufactured that story about all Australian drummers being great to try to get back in their good graces?
No. He was fine. The singer, I got along fine with the singer, just as long as we're here. I saw him at the catering, and I said, hey, man, I've just got to ask you a question, because that day on catering, they were serving aubergine, which is eggplant.
Oh, thank you.
And I said, I'm so confused about this thing in Australia. What's with all these aubergine land rights? Is there like an eggplant shortage? And he looked at me for about 5 seconds, that big, menacing 6'8" bald dude. And I thought, oh, my God, he's about to slap me in the face. And then he burst out laughing. And I was like, whew, all right, 1 for 2.
Yeah, good.
I got the drummer hates me. The singer got a laugh. It was all okay.
Yeah, that'll put you in the Hall of Fame, 1 for 2.
Did okay with that. Sean McPherson, dude, come by more often.
I would be happy to come by.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
John O'Hurley joins us on the show. Jay Peterman from Seinfeld, the man, has hosted To Tell the Truth and Family Feud, and the voice of King Neptune on SpongeBob SquarePants, which is really kind of burying the lead in the Gorman household. John, good morning, sir.
Burying the lead. Thank you very much.
Hey, man. Thanks for getting up. Thanks for getting up early and giving us a shout. How you feeling today?
Sure. Nice to talk with you both. I'm feeling great.
The National Dog Show. I mean, let's go back to the first time you hosted it. You had to have been like, wait, really? I get to go talk about dogs and hang out with dogs? I mean, that sounds like the coolest gig imaginable.
Well, you have a good look at it. I kind of looked on it on the death of my acting career. I said, I think Othello starring the celebrated dog show host. In the beginning, I was a little shaky on it, but I looked at the success of it. We had 19 million people watching it the first showing, and that was back in 2002, and we've survived some 24 years now.
It's fantastic. Do you consider yourself, do you have a better sense of what the judges are looking for? Are you good at picking the winners?
Much better. Oh, yeah, I've got a fairly decent eye right now. And I'm not afraid to spar with my co-host, David Fry, the most knowledgeable man in the world of dogs.
Of course.
Sure. It was a lot of fun.
Well, it's like if you want to be a better ping pong player, play someone better than you. You're learning from dogs. You're taking all his knowledge. He's not getting any smarter hanging out with you, so it's a great place to be.
He certainly no. Literally, yeah.
Are you a dog owner, John? Or I should say, do you have a dog in your family?
I have 2 rescues at home, little Charlotte and Mia. Nice. But I've always had dogs in my life, and usually I have dogs in pairs.
Oh, no, yeah. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good thing.
They take care of one another.
They certainly do. John O'Hurley's with us on Gorman in the Morning. You've done so many things. I mean, for a lot of the people listening to the show, Jay Peterman is just this omnipresent character over on the side of everybody. Everybody remembers just the name. Your voice is the first time a lot of people are probably familiar with that. Such an iconic voice. But was it, I mean, this might be a silly question, stepping into the Seinfeld world, did you feel like you were jumping onto a rocket ship?
I didn't know much about it, honestly. I had a series of my own on ABC just prior to that, and it was canceled on a Wednesday morning. And I went out to dinner that night with my manager, crying in my beer, trying to take the cancellation as personally as I possibly could. Right. And they called from Larry David's office and said we had this guest star role tomorrow. If you want to come over and do it, you'd have a lot of fun with it. So I said, originally I said no. And my manager never called. And he called me the following morning and said, I didn't call him back, so go over there waiting for you. And had he called and said no, I would have disappeared into a cultural vacuum.
Wow. Well, you know what though? But your entire career. I mean, you're a vocalist. I mean, classically trained, if I'm not mistaken. A bit of a piano player. You've always been a bit of a Renaissance guy, I guess.
Yeah, well, I hope. Yeah, but I'll tell you, when you're on Seinfeld, that's kind of like walking into St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. Really, it's quite an area of respect.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I want to ask you also, John, while we have you, about Family Feud. I grew up in the Richard Dawson era of Family Feud. It was the biggest thing in the 70s as a kid. I mean, my summers, I didn't go to the pool until I had watched Family Feud. It was just such a big part. And then to step in there after several pretty iconic hosts, was that an interesting sort of, you got to find your own rhythm? I would have just walked in there. I would just be doing Dawson all day, and I'd last, half hour, and they'd say, get out of here.
It really is. You have to kind of develop your own sense of it. I always felt that when I was hosting the show, I was hosting a cocktail party at the house. And, you want to be there for the guests that are there, but you try to get out of the way and let the show kind of take its own rhythm. And that was always the best way to do it, because I guarantee you they always stood like deer in the headlights once the TV cameras was on.
Right.
I'll give you a very quick example. The question was this: we surveyed 100 people. Top 6 answers on the board. Name a classic film that begins with the letter C. And you would say?
Casablanca.
Exactly, Casablanca.
Casablanca, okay. Says Citizen Kane, Caddyshack. They were all up there. He reaches over and goes, Seabiscuit.
Yes.
You see, you can't make that stuff up. You have to let it move at the rhythm that it wants.
That's pretty great. That's pretty great. John O'Hurley's with us on Gorman in the Morning. So back to the dog show. What sort of what happens? What sort of prep is there? I mean, I noticed this year there's a new breed, the Danish Swedish farm dog.
Every year we introduce new breeds.
Every year. Okay, I didn't realize.
Yep. And when we started this, there were 165 recognized breeds by the AKC. Today we have 204. So more breeds are coming in because dog shows are more popular. Dogs are more popular, and I think the evolution of the show has a lot to do with that. We get an audience of about 30 million people watching the show on Thanksgiving Day. Next to Super Bowl, it's the most watched show on television.
That is outstanding.
Yeah.
Well, if you have any sway with the AKC, my dog Chauncey's with us a lot of days here in the morning, and I refer to him as a West Tennessee redneck. That's his breed. So, if you're looking for new breeds, I got one for you.
That's all, and all we need is just one good supporter.
That's it. Well, hey, man. All right, let's make it happen. John, as a classically trained vocalist, a man who's a bit of a piano player, let's talk rock music. First rock concert you ever saw, what was it?
The Strawberry Alarm Clock, Incense and Peppermints. Remember them back in the late 60s?
Wow! Yeah, of course.
Nice.
Yep, they were coming. They were breezing through Hartford, Connecticut, where I lived at the time, and I thought it was absolutely amazing to go see a band live that you had heard on the radio.
I mean, you were a kid if the Strawberry Alarm Clock was still kicking.
Yeah. It was, and I went back to perform at that same theater. I went back to do my Broadway show, Chicago, and I went back and I was in the dressing room that the Strawberry Alarm Clock was in, so I had to kind of pinch myself to say I'd turned that full circle.
That's really cool. That's really cool. John, you also did Spamalot, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right, King Arthur and Spamalot. Yeah, but for a couple of years.
Wow.
So did you spend some time with Eric Idle?
Yes, we had a lot of fun, and in fact, all the pythons were there. I had the show for 2 years out in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So it was quite a big hit out there. Robin Williams came, Steve Martin to the opening night, and it was certainly nice to have them there.
All right.
Yeah, it was quite a show.
Yeah, well, you just gave everyone goosebumps here. So well done for that.
1,000%.
The National Dog Show Thursday, that is 12 to 2, simulcast on Peacock, NBC, Thanksgiving Day tradition. John, it is an absolute pleasure to chat with you, man. We'll be watching the dog show. All the best. And you are welcome around these parts anytime, sir.
Well, great to spend time with you both.
Take care.
Thank you.
The Old English Sheepdog?
80 pounds of hair and 2 pounds of actual dog hair. As I have said before, if the judge picks through all of that hair and finds only one eye, he's got the wrong end of the dog.
Oh, wow. Oh, Hurley.
I like it.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, say, can you see?
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Rank you very much indeed. We're going to give you our top 3, and we ask you to do the same on the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text line, 651-989-ROCK. Today's topic, Christmas cookies.
Yeah.
What are your top 3 Christmas cookies? Let's get it going with our number 3s. Ryder, what do you got?
I already had to leave so many things out.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
regretting my list already. Okay. Here's where we're going to start. Number 3, they're the Russian tea cakes. Are you two familiar? It's got
familiar.
It's got the powdered sugar. It's got the pecans in it. It's for people who like savory stuff more than they like sweet stuff, probably.
Okay, I'm in the market for that.
Man, Grandma Amy really nailed it. If you need to go buy some, I think a baker's wife in South Minneapolis will sell them to you.
And what are they called?
They're the Russian tea cakes.
Okay.
But I had to leave so many things off to put that one on. But man, they're tasty.
Oh, I know exactly what those are. I'm looking at them. Yeah, sure.
Do you call them something different?
I don't call them anything. I've just had them. I just see them and I eat them. Yeah,
Okay.
Russian tea cakes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the smooth, nutty. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'm down. I like it because I am more of a savory than a sweet guy.
For sure.
Paul Fletcher, number 3.
Well, mine is very much sweet. Spritz cookies.
Spritz cookies.
Butter, sugar, vanilla, and almond extract are the 2 main ingredients to give it the flavor. I read something that describes it as a cross between a cutout sugar cookie and shortbread.
Okay.
To kind of give you some context there. Mom used to shape hers like in a wreath. And at the bottom, she'd put a little red heart or a red hot or 2.
Oh, nice.
Like
a little
the cinnamon red hot.
Yeah. That rings a bell.
I think that blend, like kind of the sugar cookie meets the shortbread, sort of took away some of the sweetness, but you didn't have as much richness. So it just sort of just laid there in your mouth perfectly.
They're
delicious.
tough. They're tough to make. You have to get specialized equipment. My mom and her friend to get together and do these and make 3 different colors. So we have red, green, and the kind of vanilla-looking color or whatever. I had to leave that one off the list.
So this is not unlike eggnog to me, which is there are cookies that I will obviously I don't eat a lot of sweets, but there are things that around the holidays I just think, I got to get some of that. I mean, I would never have eggnog otherwise,
right?
And I'll only have a little bit because you just need a taste to remind yourself that's good, but I just want a little. But the Christmas cookie scene, I find myself, it's all the thing. So my number 3 is very basic, but gingerbread cookies. I would no sooner eat a gingerbread cookie in the spring or summer than I would dye my hair red and have people call me Ginge. I mean, it's just not something I think of. But when I see a gingerbread man cookie on the table and it's holiday, I'm just like, I just have to go eat 3 of those.
No.
Interesting.
No thanks.
No?
Not even making my top 10.
First thing is just bite the head off. It's like a reverse game of hangman. You just, and then the little feet and the little hands, and then, hey, do a little voice from the guy from Shrek. It's all in my head. I got to eat some gingerbread cookies. Do you know the Muffin Man? That whole thing. Come on, man. Gingerbread.
I want to say I'm never going to eat these cookies, but I do want to be around you when you're eating them.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm actually have that thing where I'm like, kind of salivating. I mean, I can taste them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get some gingerbread today, probably.
Well,
It's so funny.
you know what?
It would have happened between now and Christmas where I would have seen one and been like, oh, my God.
You can eat mine. And
Okay.
it sounds like
Great.
Ryder's as well.
Fair enough.
That's more for you.
Well, perfect. We've come to a consensus.
Yeah.
I get all the gingerbread cookies.
Yes, you
Ryder,
do.
what's your number 2?
Number 2, and it's mostly because of the labor that goes into these, but my mom was a freaking expert. It would make the entire house stink, and I definitely appreciate them more now than I did as a kid, but they are rosettes.
Rosettes.
Yes.
Okay.
So rosettes, it's some specialized equipment, but it's basically just
Oh,
fried
yeah.
dough with powdered sugar on top,
Yeah.
but they're super, super thin.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
it's like the crepe version of a cookie, or
Yeah,
maybe
that's a
even
good way to describe it.
Maybe even like thinner than that.
That's
but
like
basically fried dough.
very
Thin
Scandinavian,
fried
too.
dough.
yes,
Yeah.
they break. Is it okay?
Yeah, it is
They-
Scandinavian.
Yeah, I think
They,
it is.
they break off, and they just melt in your mouth. They're
Yep.
so freaking good. But I think
Yeah.
at one point my dad's like, "Stop making the rosettes here. Go over to your friend's house because
Yep.
it smells so bad
One
with
of
all
my-
the oil."
I don't know that we called them rosettes, but Imelda would rock those as well. The deep
Okay.
fried and the whole thing. Yeah.
My grandma on my dad's side, she would make these. It wasn't a staple, but she made them from time to time, and
Yeah.
they are good. I'd love to disagree, and I'd love to give Ryder crap, but no, I can't. Those are pretty damn good.
You're number 2, Paul Fletcher.
My numero dos is the tried and true, the wonderful Norwegian kringle.
Kringle.
Soft, tender. They kind of melt in your mouth. They're shaped like figure eights. You can find them at specialty gas stations now and then.
Ah, the figure 8 cookie. I know what that is.
Yeah,
I see it. Yeah.
It's not. For what you guys know of me,
Kringle.
it's
Wow.
pretty bland for my taste palette. But these are just one of those things that my Grandma Cole made the crap out of these.
Yeah.
She was an expert as it. She was so damn good, and they were so tasty. And it was a sort of like you with gingerbread. You're not seeking it out in
Wow.
July necessarily, but when Christmas time came, this was an absolute necessity.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very much like your light lager. You can't be
Yeah.
a bad baker and make these. because
Oh no,
there's
these are really hard to make.
There's no place to hide.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I
any
see what you're
any
saying.
sort
Okay.
of poor skill.
Yeah.
Got it.
No,
Got
you-
it.
yeah.
You have to be on top of your game.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying it the other way because when Grandma Cole died a few years back, and we haven't had them, and so last year my wife and my mom and I decided as a thing together, let's do them. Holy hell, they're difficult.
Yeah.
Like getting them
Yeah.
right because the dough is very, very sticky, so you have to put a ton of powder on the sheet.
Sure.
But if you have too much,
Right,
it
of
ruins it.
course.
It's just,
Yeah.
oh my God, they're maddening.
Yeah.
But we got them pretty well by the end of Christmas last year.
There's a reason grandmothers make cookies because they've been ruining them for decades before you're born. Then by the time you get there, they've figured it out.
Yeah.
It's all trial and error.
Absolutely.
What's your number 2, man?
Well, I also have a Scandinavian cookie, the Freshky Fishky. No, I'm making that up.
What?
No, I don't know. I was just picturing salmon cakes with chocolate. No.
Sure.
My number 2 is talk about a Pavlovian impulse that hits me every year. I discovered this by accident, but this is something I've done for years now, and this is.
I'm very curious.
As we're decorating the house and especially the tree, I go retrieve from the freezer some of last year's Girl Scout Thin Mints.
Oh,
That's a thing with me.
Okay.
Because it happened one year accidentally under the frozen pizzas and chicken nuggets. I was like, hey, there's a box of Thin Mints from, because they come out like in the spring.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
and
March,
so to
I
find
would
some
sell
in
'em.
December, Thin Mints, I was like, ooh. And we just wolfed them all down and had like a nice, oh, what a surprise. Didn't expect Thin Mints right now. And then this is when Marley was selling Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
And that year, as we stacked up, I threw a box in the freezer and just knowing I would wait. And now it's a thing. There's Thin
now
Mints
you
in our
purposely
freezer right
save
now.
some?
Yeah. There's Thin Mints in the freezer right now, and they will be eaten this month.
I don't know. Kind
Wow.
of feels like cheating to
It's
me.
totally cheating.
Okay.
Yeah. It's got nothing to do with Christmas. It's a total personal, just a weird thing.
I'm super jealous of this because
Yeah.
my sweet tooth would never allow them to get to December. It's
Oh, yeah,
not
yeah.
possible.
No. It's important. It's important to honestly forget they're there, and then at some point it'll just remind me. Wait,
If only I could do that.
Wait, there's Thin Mints in the freezer. All right, number 1s are coming up. We're looking for your list as well on the Luther Westside Volkswagen Volkswagen, I should say, talking text line, 651-989-ROCK.
Big Lake Nate says, spoonful of peanut butter between 2 Ritz crackers dipped in milk chocolate. Grandma was the best.
Oh, I know those.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
They had little sea salt on top of those suckers.
If you're doing it right, 100%. Rochelle calls in or chimed in with number 3, white chocolate dipped pretzels. Number 2, peanut butter Hershey's Kisses. And number 1, Swedish tea cakes.
All righty. All right, let's get our number ones, Ryder.
Man, I'm a little embarrassed about this one because the other two, you'd take quite a bit of skill to get them right, but this one's so simple. It's the only Christmas cookie that I can make. It is my favorite. My family just calls them green cookies, but it's the Kellogg's Corn Flakes, the little Reese that are dyed green with the Red Hots. So it's just cornflakes, marshmallows, butter, green food coloring, and then you throw some Red Hots on them.
What?
Shaped like a wreath.
Yeah, and my mom didn't want to putz around with that, so instead of doing Christmas Reese, she just called them Christmas Swag, and it's just a blob.
Wow. This is all new to me.
Yeah.
I can't even picture it.
I think I made some last year, but it was when you were away, so everybody else in the building has had them.
All right.
But yeah, they are, in my family, we just call them green cookies.
Well, let's whip up another batch. I don't need enough green things, I'm told.
I've been doing grocery shopping for my mom because her building's elevator is broken, and she had me pick up all the ingredients last week. I was elated.
Awesome. All right, I like it.
Oh man, you know what's funny is we just made a batch of this stuff.
Yeah.
Just in a pan though, and so we can just pick at it. Unfortunately, we made it on Monday night, and if you remember what happened to me Monday night, I won't be eating these again for a long time.
Okay, sure.
Sucks, man, because it ruined one of the things I loved. I'm with you up until now. No longer can I side with that.
Good, more for me.
Yes. My number 1, peanut butter blossoms. Need I say more? It's the best thing ever.
Okay, which ones are peanut butter blossoms?
That's the one with the Hershey Kiss in the middle. So you got the peanut butter cookie, the peanut butter cookie, and you push the Hershey's Kiss down into the middle. I've made this joke before when it comes to food, but this I legitimately mean. Mom makes a batch for everybody and makes a batch separately for me. That's how much I love them.
Yeah. Wow.
She's awesome. It's like, honestly, I could have went peanut butter blossoms, and peanut butter blossoms.
Got it.
They're so damn good. And my mom's awesome at them.
Do you pop the Hershey Kiss off and just eat it separately on like half of them? Because I do that.
When it depends on the situation. If I can be patient enough to let them thaw out, yes, then I'll try to get a little taste of Hershey's Kiss in every bite. But when they're frozen and you just can't wait, you pop the thing off and then eat the whole thing together as one.
Yeah.
Wow, fair enough.
I love those so much. I can't wait.
My number 1, I don't even know what they're called. It was that weird total goop no bake. It's like oat flakes, peanut butter, and chocolate all mixed together, and then you just put a dollop on wax paper, and it just dries, and then you peel it off and eat it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's like melted chocolate with butter, and then you put flakes, like oat flakes, oatmeal flakes, and chocolate and peanut butter, and it's ugly. It's just a mound of it. Just looks like it kind of looks like cat puke, and man,
I think we did this with the Chinese noodles.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Same thing though, like a nest basically. This is with the oatmeal flakes.
Like the chow mein noodles?
Yeah, chow mein noodles.
Okay.
Noodles.
Oh,
Like the same concoction.
These.
So
Okay.
I think I know what you're talking about. Is all I'm saying.
All I know is I would eat my weight in those as a kid. My mom would make them every year. There wasn't even a name. It would be like, can you make those cookies that you make? Those really good ones. The goop. They got the glop and stuff in them.
Right.
I don't know what you call them, but they're just and again they're no bake cookies. You gotta melt the chocolate and some butter together a bit. But otherwise, you just dollop it out on wax paper and it eventually cools or just congeals and becomes hard room temperature, and then you just get disgusting because you can't stop eating them.
Wow, this surprises me because this is the guy that maybe this is why you don't like sugar anymore.
Man, no, if you put those in here, I'm going.
Really?
I'm strapping into a goop cookie feed bag.
Straight up sugar right there.
Yeah, no, it's incredible.
Wow.
I would, if there was a hammock made of these things, I would sleep in it and eat my way to heaven.
Gorman in the Morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the Morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.